You want your goals and your desires to come into reality so much faster, right? The things that you're asking for, the things that you're praying for, you want to birth those into reality faster. This video is going to be especially helpful if you tend to overthink or get anxious or worried while you're waiting. Like you've said your prayers, you're doing your affirmations, your vision boards, maybe you have a body goal, relationship goal, money, business goal, but there's that gap, that waiting period. It's like, what do you do during that time? This is going to help you with nervous system re-regulating, something I teach my girls. It's going to help you really calm your emotions and re-regulate your emotions to put you in a position to receive what you're asking for. You want to manifest faster and easier? I'm going to show you exactly what I've been doing with scripting. It's something I get asked all the time because I use scripting not only for myself, I used it for my body, my health goals. I scripted my husband into reality, just got remarried. I just moved. I use it in business with money. And I also teach my girls how to do this in my programs. I'm going to show you the two main reasons why I script and how I've kind of changed things up. And then I'm also going to show you the number one thing you got to look for that shows you that you are scripting to get the results that you want. So you want to shift realities. You want to shorten that gap between when you've asked for something and when it comes into reality, right? Then this is so helpful. So let's just jump right into it. First of all, let's just settle right now that you can have whatever you've asked for. Like even scripture says this. This is not woo-woo. Mark 11:24, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you received it and it will come into reality. That's the requirement, is you just have to stay in the energy of believing that you can receive it. That's the challenge that most people have. And I was like that too, because on a head knowledge, you're like, okay, I want my dream body. I want to get married. I want my husband to start acting differently. I want my, the type of guys that I'm dating to change. I want money. Maybe you want to start making $10,000 months, $100,000 months, or maybe you want a totally different business. Maybe you want to move. Maybe you want to have babies. You want to, like, it literally does not matter. These are all the things that I have asked for and I have already received. But what tends to happen is that time when you have to stay in that belief, right? So like on a head knowledge, you're like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do this. This is happening. But deep down, energetically, subconsciously, in your nervous system, in your emotions, which is your energy state, emotions are energy, emotion, you're fighting it, right? You're overanalyzing it. You're like, how is this going to happen? There's nothing in your reality right now that is showing you that this is actually going to happen. And by the way, I've had the most crazy financial quote unquote miracles. Like I do this with absolutely everything. That's the trouble that most people get themselves into. It's like they want something, but then they have all this like resistance happening in their nervous system and they're feeling super anxious. And then you kind of start spiraling and then you start overthinking. You're like, how is this going to happen, right? Scripting is perfect for you if you were like that, because most people are like that. So the two main reasons why I script, and then I'll kind of break it down for you. The first thing is it keeps me in a receiving state. So it keeps me in a receiving state. I'll break that down in a moment. And the second reason why I love scripting and I know how well this works is because you actually influence your reality. It helps you manifest things into reality faster. Manifestation, by the way, we all manifest. It's just your dominant thoughts and emotions coming into reality. Whether you're aware of it or not, whether you believe it or not, we're all made in God's image, so we speak things into existence. The challenge is most people are very unconscious. They're asleep to this. So they're just running on these old programs. Even if you are a person of faith, even if you are saying affirmations or you have certain goals or whatever it is, you're still producing what you're dominantly feeling is normal for you and what you're dominantly thinking. I'm going to break this down, so just stick with me on this, okay? So those are the two main reasons why I script, and it literally has changed my life and so many of the girls that I teach. But the first thing is it keeps me in a receiving state. And a receiving state is this. So you've asked for what you want, whatever it is. It could be any goal, any desire. It's all the same thing. But you're either putting yourself in a position to receive it so it can manifest into reality faster, or you're resisting it. You're subconsciously blocking it, which is most people. And so this is something I go way more into my program. So I'm not going to go too deep here, but just catch this one thing. The faster you normalize it internally, the faster it comes into reality. So there's certain things in your life right now, and this all has to do with how you're raised, the family you've been brought up in. There's certain things that are very normal for you. And then there's certain things that are not normal for you. And this is all of us, okay? So for example, if you come from money, like money is just everyone in your family has money, you came from money, it's not a big deal, even if your family is dysfunctional, but money is just normal for you guys, which is, a lot of families, then having money is going to be a little bit easier for you. Versus like a lot of us, like me, where money was not normal, right? Conversations around money was not normal. What was normal for us is lack of money. Or if you come from a background like me as well, where everyone's divorced or everyone, single parent household, generationally, you're the generational pattern breaker like I am. And so if you come from that, that's normal for you. If you come from a family where everyone is obese or unhealthy or drinks or so many other dysfunctions that so many other families have, which is totally fine. We're not judging anybody. This is not a time to judge. That's normal, right? But what you can do is you can create a new normal. And when you create a new normal internally, energetically, emotionally, in your nervous system, you will feel safe to receive the things you're asking for. See, if you don't actually feel safe in your nervous system or worthy in your nervous system because of blocks that I won't get into on this video, you will subconsciously keep self-sabotaging and you will subconsciously keep your goals and your desires away. And then it gets into this like vicious cycle of like beating yourself up and, you yo-yo and all this stuff. We're not going to get into that. But one of the simplest things that I have found that keeps me focused, because otherwise I'm all over the place too, especially with something that's new, right? If it's something that's new, if all of a sudden you want to have a dream body, and I don't care how old you are, I've had 4 babies, so I get it. Or you want to have this new business, or you want to call in more money, or you want to have this juicy divine relationship, you want to start traveling, you want a new vehicle, like whatever it is. If that's not normal for you, your nervous system will not feel safe. Your nervous system's job is to keep you alive. And it keeps you alive by keeping you in the familiar, even if it's toxic. Even if all you've known is toxic relationships, or you're stuck in your masculine doing hustle mode energy, because that's all you've done, that's all you've seen your mom do, like so many of us, that's normal in your nervous system. So your nervous system will fight you even though you want a healthy masculine provider husband. Okay, so what we have to do to kind of shorten that timeline where it comes into reality, or literally shift realities. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do another video on shifting realities, and I can talk about that from a biblical and a scientific point of view, but I won't do that on this video. Anyway, you want to shorten that time of when your goals and your desires come into reality, you have to normalize it internally first. And the more you normalize it over and over and over and over and over again, your nervous system, even your hormones, your mind, your emotions, your energy is going to start to feel safe with that new goal, that new desire, that new reality, that thought of having a juicy, amazing marriage, even though maybe you've never experienced that before, you've never even seen that before. Or you're going to start to feel safe with money, a higher level of money. You might be safe with like a little bit of money, but you want to go that next level with money. Right? Or you're going to start to feel safe going on social media and like stepping out, expanding your business. So that's really what it is. It prevents you from hiding and it prevents you from self-sabotaging. You're literally normalizing it over and over and over and over again. When I'm scripting, what I'm doing is I'm coming from a place of already celebrating and already being so thankful to God that I've received what I've asked for. And the most important thing is that you're feeling it. And how I use scripting is, throughout the day, if all of a sudden maybe you're waiting for a deal to go through or something's happening, you're feeling really anxious, I'll use it as a tool to pattern interrupt. So there's different ways you can script. I'm not saying this is the only way you can do it, but this is what I have found has worked so well, is you want to hold the energy of your desire, right? So if all of a sudden you're starting to feel anxious, you're starting to feel doubt, you're starting to be like, I don't know if this is going to happen, whatever, you're starting to feel attached to an outcome, which also keeps your goals and your desires away from you, is when you're obsessing about controlling the outcome, right? What I do is I use this as a pattern interruption tool. So I'll stop what I'm doing and then I'll go back to writing out exactly what I'm believing for. And I write it out as if it's already happened. So it allows me to hold the feeling of that thing already happened. That's what true faith is, right? You believe that it's already happened, even though there's no evidence of it. And as you practice doing that over and over and over again throughout the day, like I will literally do this multiple times a day if I need to. I'm not saying I always do that. Typically, I just do it in the morning to prime my mind, my emotions, my nervous system. But if I'm like believing for crazy things, or what people would think is crazy things, or a lot of things are happening all at once, so I don't self-sabotage it and start freaking out or being in that state of anxiousness, I will pattern interrupt all day long and I'll go back to scripting and just like take a couple minutes and I'll be like, thank you, God, this happened. Oh my gosh, this happened. Thank you, God, this happened. And I'm just in this place of gratitude. Now I go into a little bit more of exactly how I script in my programs. I'll leave the link below. You can go check it out, but that's the gist of it. Okay, is you're staying in that energy of appreciation. You're staying in the energy of it's already done. And the most important thing is you're actually feeling it. And the reason why feeling is so important is that is tied to your emotions. Your emotions are energy in motion. Your emotions have a biochemical reaction in your body. I'm a hormone coach, so I understand deeply how your emotions affect your hormones. I won't get into that on this video, but your emotions not only affect your hormones and literally your physiology. Literally, women that have weight issues, I talk about this in other videos, where women are holding on to weight, especially in the belly area. They got lots of hormone issues. They're holding on to a lot of emotions and negative emotions, not happy, positive, feel-good emotions, but emotions that are stressing you out and stressing out your hormones from that being in that lack energy state. So anyway, scripting helps me re-regulate my emotions. I want my emotions to match my desires. Who wants to be miserable? Nobody, right? You want, the more you're in that state of just gratitude and thankfulness and you're already celebrating what's happening, or you're calm, you're relaxed, you're detached, you're not trying to control situations, you've totally let go of the how and you're just focusing on your energy of receiving, the faster it comes into reality. The second thing too is it actually influences my reality, not just me, like everybody. What you write down, what you speak, even if you never script it, you are constantly influencing your reality, whether you realize it or not. So the words that you speak, and not only just the words, but the energy you are giving off, is influencing your reality. Everyone around you is just mirroring back to you, babe. So if you want to become like super magnetic to your dreams, your desires, or different people you want to show up in your life, or maybe you want your husband to start being differently, or you want your kids to start acting differently, or you want to start attracting different types of clients, you want to, whatever it is to influence your reality, deals that go through in business, scripting actually changes your energy state, because you are scripting, you are changing your emotions you're embodied in, which changes the energy that you're giving off. I know that sounds so woo-woo, but it's one of those things you just gotta play around with this and practice it, and you're gonna start to see shifts in your reality immediately. I teach my kids this. So I don't want you to overthink this at all. This is all you need to catch, is everything around you is just reflecting back to you. That's it. The words you speak, the energy you embodied in, which is your emotions, the energy you're giving off, it's all reflecting back to you. So you want to change your reality, whatever your goal desire is, it really comes down to you just changing your energy, shifting your energy, shifting what you're thinking, what you're feeling, the words that you're speaking. The faster you normalize it internally, the faster it comes into reality. okay? And it keeps it fun. It keeps you out of that place of like stressing out and being anxious and overthinking, like, how's this gonna happen? How's that gonna happen? No, like, I don't wanna live that life. I wanna live a life, which is what I do now, where, yeah, I have all these crazy goals and desires. Like, I literally just moved countries. I just moved countries. I just got married. I have 4 kids. I was a single mom before. I, realigned my business, all these things, like all at once in less than a year. I had to normalize that internally first to not only keep myself in a good place so I wouldn't feel anxious and triggered. Because, you can work hard and get stuff done too, or you can learn how to normalize it internally first, which shifts your energy, which will actually help you shift into a different reality so much faster and easier. And then that way you get to have fun doing it because you're not stressed and obsessing about what you're experiencing right now. Let me know in the comments if this is making sense. I don't want to go on too much longer, but the number one thing I want you to catch too is, because there's no right or wrong way of doing this. What you focus on and what you're embodied in is what you're going to get more of. So if you're scripting from a place of lack and stress, like, I can't believe this is happening, I hate this, blah, 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 I don't want to be broke anymore, you're just going to get more of that. That's not how you script. When you're scripting, you're practicing normalizing the emotions that you want to be normal. So think of that desired version of you, that dream girl version of you, with whatever goal, reality. Maybe it's that you're happily married. Maybe it's that you're making $100,000 a month on autopilot. Maybe it's that you are a mom now, or you've moved, or whatever it is, okay? Dream home. Start writing it out and coming from a place of how would it feel like it's already done. You're scripting right because it's actually going to change how you feel. You actually feel better when you're doing it. That in itself makes it worth it, right? Especially if you struggle with anxiety and stuff and you want to shift out of that reality where you don't experience anxiety all the time. That in itself is showing you that it's working. And then not only are you going to feel better, but that's what's actually influencing your reality, because if your emotions are shifting, that means your energy is shifting. And if your energy is shifting, what is emitted out of you is shifting and changing too. Inside of you is shifting and outside of you is shifting, because everything around you is just mirroring back to you. Remember, you just have to stay in the state of believing that what you've asked for, you get to receive, and it will happen. Okay, this is how God's created everything. Anyway, I love you so much. And I'm not talking about the action part. The action part is something that I go a lot more into in my programs as well. So you want help with this in the area of dating and marriage, in the area of weight loss, body health, hormone goals, or in the area of your business and money flow, then I'll leave the link below and you can check it out. But I hope that helped you. In my programs, I have, I think it's like 4 or 5 videos just on scripting, and I go deep into scripting. And it's actually really cool because in my videos, I'm literally talking about how to script, and like all these things are happening. Like a $3,000 sale just came in as I'm teaching my girls how to script on money. It shows you in real time how powerful this is. I remember I was scripting and I was telling the girls, I'm like, how I scripted my husband into reality, and he like literally knocked on the door and like came into the room. So it's really wild how fast this works, and you get to have it. Okay, I know there's a lot of deprogramming that we need to experience, but a lot of us women are waking up and realizing that it's just these little shifts, and as we shift into our worthiness to receive, things happen so fast, because that is your divine birthright, babe. You get to be healthy, you get to feel confident in your body, you get to have the dream amazing marriage, relationship, love life, dating life. You get to have your dream aligned business, money flow, even if you've never experienced any of these things in your life. And you're the first person in your family to do this. Okay, you get to have it. I want you to know that. And I love you. Let me know if this video was helpful. I appreciate the likes and the subscriptions, or whatever it's called. I'm new to YouTube. Subscribe. But let me know more questions that you have in the comments as well. I personally read all the comments, so I appreciate them so much. Okay, I love you, girl.